Hello everyone and welcome to episode 2 of Takagi-san Season 2 First Impressions. No, I have not thought of a catchier name for it, nor have I come up with a consistent upload schedule. But what I do have are opinions about the episode of Takagi-san Season 2 that just came out this week. Also, no live reaction this week. Unfortunately, I totally forgot I was supposed to do that, and so I didn't. But next week I'll make sure to remember. So the first story is Ice, based on the manga's 46th chapter. I get the idea that Takagi only challenges Nishikata to this game because she knows he really wants to carry a piece of ice. But he won't because he is embarrassed. He thinks he's too grown up for that kind of stuff. I feel like there are more tricks of hers that do this, that sort of trick Nishikata into doing something he wanted to do anyway, but I can't think of any examples off the top of my head. If I wind up analysing this story, I will make sure to find those examples if they exist. The end of Ice shows us a new kind of trick that Takagi employs, where she tricks Nishikata with innuendo. She tells him that he has to warm her hands, and then watched him squirm until revealing that she just wanted his hand warmer. Essentially, she uses suggestion to put an image into his head, and then pulls that image away and makes fun of him for having that image. Now, those of you who watched my video essay on why the critical hit worked will especially like this next point. The last shot of this story is potentially proof that hand-holding is currently too much for Takagi to handle right now, but she is certainly flattered that Nishikata was actually going for it. There is no way he would have even considered it in Season 1. Next is Appearance, based on the manga's 74th chapter, and honestly, this one boils down to Nishikata having a plan backfire. Yeah, it's fun to watch him get flustered, but from a narrative standpoint, there really isn't much going on here. Now, that's not to say I don't like it, or that every story should be pushing the plot along, but for the purpose of analysis, there just isn't really anything to talk about here. For the B-plot in this episode, we get bangs. Again, there's not much to say about this story, so I'm just going to move on. Now, normally having 2 filler stories in a row would annoy me, but I'm certainly going to forgive it, given that the entire second half of this episode is dedicated to the story Valentines Day, a story based on the manga chapters 45 and 47. The fact that Nishikata even expects to get chocolate from Takagi goes to show that he isn't quite as dense as he used to be, or at least he isn't as desperate to cover those feelings up as he once was. Combining this story with Mano the classmate was a brilliant idea. As it currently stands, Mano and Nakai are the only canon relationship in the show, for now, so I'm certainly happy that we get to see more of it. Takagi making Nishikata question who he got the chocolate from is definitely done to tease him, but I think it may be contributing to a new aspect of the dynamic between these two. But since I can't say for sure, I'll have to leave it at that. And kudos to you if you understood a word of what I just said. And those are my first impressions of this episode. Again, I'm sorry for the lack of live reaction. I will try my best to remember to do that for the next episode. Oh, and if this is your first video of mine, hi, I usually don't do content like this. Most of the content on this channel is hardcore analysis of this series in particular. If you would like to see some of that, in the end card and in the description you will find a link to the playlist. Until then, thank you all very much for watching, and I will see you next time.